Okay, so as we continue the Surah Ar-Rahman, we discussed the situation of the people in the fire of hell and how they will be circulating between the boiling water and the fire. And then on the other hand, there are two groups of people according to their grade in the heaven. And the first group, which is the higher grade, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ. And then, in contrast to those who did not fear Allah, those who fear Allah, they have two gardens or two heavens. And these gardens are described in detail. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. As we said, this verse comes with every of the creation of Allah and every evidence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He puts this reminder. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So what else are you going to be in denial with all of this evidence? ذَوَاتَا أَفْنَانٍ. So afnan are the lush branches, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing the branches because the branches is what holds the fruit, which is of interest to us. It's not the trunk that is of interest, it's the branches. So these gardens are full of these trees and full of these branches, which is full with fruits. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما عينان تجريان. It has two flowing springs for these two gardens. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما من كل فاكهة زوجان. And that from each of the fruits there are two types. And in kulli fakiha, that means every type of fruit. There's no limitation. And every fruit that we know of or we don't know of, but whatever we know of here is different from the heaven, of course. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning dates, the dates that we taste here does not compare, or the one in the heaven does not compare in its taste or looks or size or anything. But that's a category that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala identifies that we know. But in terms of the quality, it's completely different level. It's something beyond our imagination. And the Prophet ﷺ describes this, that, the one seed of a pomegranate from the heaven is equivalent to, many fruits here or something of that sort. So that's kind of why that everything that we will have or that we see in this dunya will be there for us and better. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. And then what are the people in the heaven doing? مُتَّكِئِينَ عَلَى فُرُشٍ بَطَائِنُهَا مِنْ اسْتَبْرَقٍ وَجَنَى الْجَنَّتَيْنِ دَانٍ. And the people are lying or reclining on furniture. And what kind of furniture? بَطَائِنُهَا مِنْ اسْتَبْرَقٍ. That the inner side of these are from rich silk-like stabrak, that is of high quality, and that is the inner side. So the outer side is even more beautiful. وَجَنَتْ جَنَّتَيْنِ دَانٍ. And all of these branches are hanging with full fruit, so that the person doesn't even need to stand up to get the fruit. It's all there for them to pick. And the beauty of it is that you just want to look at it. You don't even want to eat because you are not hungry. You don't get hungry or thirsty like these instincts we have here in the dunya. So that's why this is something that will be given to all of the people entering to the heaven, as we said before. The وَجَنَى الْجَنَّتَيْنِ dan. So there is these two gardens that will be mentioned, that are mentioned several times. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهن قاصرات الطرف لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان. Again, mentioning the partners and the women who are only seeing their husbands. The wives see only the beauty, or they see only their husbands, and they see no one else. That means qasiratul tarf, that their gaze is not looking everywhere except for the love of their husbands. لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان. That is, that they are of purity. They don't have the period, or the thing that happens after birth, which is also an impure status. They don't have that. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كأنهن الياقوت والمرجان. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing them in their beauty and in their elegance as rubies and the coral. And the coral, it is transparent, that you can see through it. The same thing that the woman will be in the beauty of that they can see through them as if they are transparent. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان هل جزاء الإحسان إلا الإحسان. And so this is the reward of those who did the good in the dunya, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them the good and the goodness in the life after. That means whoever does good, they will receive good. That is the fairness and the justice. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. So that is one status. Then the next status, which is a lower status, but still in the heaven, ومن دونهما جنتان. And below that are another two gardens, and those are categories, just like we have described in the previous surah, where there are the people of as-sabiqun, the earlier, and then there are the people who are ashab al-yamin, who are on the right. They are both in the Jannah, but they have a different status. The same thing here is being described. ومن دونهما جنتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مدهامتان. That they are dark green. That means they're so lush that they have dark green. And look, the beauty of this is still lower than the previous gardens, but it's still lush and dark green. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما عينان نضاختان. The difference there is tajriyan, there that it is flowing in the previous, and here it is gushing or slow. So it's just giving you that it's beautiful, but it's not as beautiful as the other one. So we always try and go better and do more so we can reach a higher status. Subhanallah. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما فاكهة ونخل ورمان. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing here, unlike the other one, from every fakih, from every fruit. There is two types. Here it is more specific. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the status of the palm tree and the pomegranate a special status because that is the most common fruit in Arabia at that time. And so people will be interested in it. But it doesn't mean that's the only type of fruit, because it says fihuma fakiyah, has fruits, palm trees, and pomegranate. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهن خيرات حسان. And here that the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying فيهن خيرات حسان, the the women also, that they are of those virtuous and nice looking mates. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان حور مقصورات في الخيام. That these maidens are of those gorgeous eyes reserved in pavilions, khiyam. And the khiyam is not like the tents that we, khiyam means tent or pavilion. It is not like we understand it. It's actually described by the Prophet ﷺ that these are like a big pearl that is a cover, and inside it, it is empty. So it is like your house is like a big pearl, basically. That's the closest that we can understand, but it is beyond our imagination, subhanallah. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان لم يطمثهن إنس قبلهم ولا جان. So again, saying that they are pure, no one has touched them, and they have not have the impurity that they have from in the dunya. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان متكئين على رفرف خضر وعبقري حسان. That means that they are also reclining or on green cushions and splendid carpets. And abqari is a specific type of carpet that is only done in Yemen at that time, and it is so beautiful. People talk about it at that time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them an impression of the beauty according to what they understand, but it's of course way beyond what it is in the dunya. And this is again still of a lower quality or lower prestige than the previous heavens or the Jannat. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان تبارك اسم ربك ذي الجلال والإكرام. So all of this was mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the blessed is his name, he is the majesty and the honor, and that we have to remember that when we are in our everyday life, remembering what is the cause and the reason of our existence, where is our goal, what do you want to take out of this life, and remember what is present for us if we follow the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make us among those who enter into the highest level of heaven. And the Prophet ﷺ said, if you want to make dua for the Jannah, ask for Jannat al-Firdaus, which is the highest level of the Jannah. And inshallah, we finish here.